Hi Gemini, welcome to your mid-July 2020 Astrology and Tarot. This is a little bit different this time. I've actually pre-shuffled the cards and taken a lot of cards, whatever fell out for you from each deck. So I have a full stack here of lots of different cards. So it's going to be a little bit more focused on the card meanings rather than shuffling on screen, which I'm finding is taking quite a bit of time. So in order to get as much stuff out as possible for you for the rest of the month, here we have your little stack like pancakes. So first and foremost, the main thing that I got for you is the first card. The main message was that there has been a really tough time lately for you. I think there's been a lot of struggle, a lot of effort, a lot of hard work, a lot of sadness, a lot of tears, maybe a lot of sweat. So I feel like it's either tears or sweat because I'm getting this really strong sense of water, kind of like physical rain is the only way I can describe it. And I feel now that the sun is coming out, we have some rainbows for you. And I feel that for a lot of you, you have really been with the astrology, Saturn shifting from Aquarius to Capricorn, Gemini. I feel like you've been really questioning the why. I feel like you've been really questioning why you want something, why you're doing something a certain way, and why you're doing what you're doing in general, why you're pursuing a dream. And I feel like you're going to get those kind of answers, and I think it's going to come in the form of that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. At the risk of sounding really cheesy, I feel like there is some kind of indication, some kind of clarity, some kind of reason coming to you to make you understand why this is all worthwhile, why the effort you have put in is worthwhile, because I feel like there has been a lot of struggle. The other cards I got here were boundaries as well as intimacy. So there's a strong focus, Gemini, on relationships, but as well as that, having healthy boundaries. And I feel for you that the recent eclipses, because the Capricorn eclipse was in your 8th house of intimacy and joint ventures, and the sun is currently shining a light on that side of the sky for you, but as well as that, the sun is in your financial sector. I have felt, Gemini, that there has maybe been some kind of exposure on intimate relationships in terms of money, or in terms of them taking too much of your resources. Or as if it's not romantic, I feel like there's maybe been joint partnerships in terms of business where you've had some exposure there. Or maybe people in the workplace haven't quite been who you thought they were, especially when it came down to money. So one of the main things about this is that in working really hard, I feel that some of you may have exerted yourself so much that you crossed your own boundary. You know, maybe you said you'd never be a workaholic, but now you're a workaholic. Or maybe you said you would spend more time with your family. And there's some kind of crossover where I feel like you feel a little bit invaded. And it may even be, Gemini, that you are feeling invaded because somebody wants to be in an intimate relationship with you. Somebody wants a little bit more of your heart, somebody wants a little bit more of your soul. But I think for a lot of you, you're very confused, and this is just for some of you, you're very confused about letting somebody in or pushing somebody away, and confusing it with boundaries. So I feel a little bit like some of you are so scared for someone to get close to you, because the boundaries card and the intimacy card can be confused. You know, everybody has boundaries with intimate partners. That's the way it's supposed to be. And I think when people get very hurt, there is kind of a confusion goes along with that of, wanting to keep people at a distance because you feel that you are exerting a specific boundary. So let's look at the rest of your cards. 6 of Swords. So things are looking up, the end of a difficult situation and taking a trip. So maybe you're actually taking a literal trip or moving somewhere. And the Star. So this is one of the key things that I thought about when I saw these cards, is that the worst is over. The struggle is over and you're moving into happier times, more optimistic, positive times. And as well as the Star card's energy, it does say making long-term plans and being on the right path. And I think a lot of you that have been questioning the why about something, you know, why something had to turn out a certain way, Gemini, I feel like a lot of it is to do with revealing why you're on this path and to show you that you're actually going in the right direction. Because the 6 of Swords is all about being in a boat and sailing towards calmer waters, sailing towards a different location, a different spot. And I feel that whatever actions you're taking, you are divinely guided, because the Star is just like the Bible when the wise men followed the the star in the sky to get to baby Jesus. You know, it's kind of that theory that in order to get somewhere, you have to have a little bit of faith, a little bit of guidance. And my opinion has always been that in terms of the star card, the star that you're following can often be that you are practicing some sort of spiritual way of life, whether it's the law of attraction, whether it's actually religion, or also that you're maybe, you know, following astrology, which is Pam Gregory would say it's a language. It's rather than spirituality, it's actually a language that you have to learn. And the star card is being guided by something in the dark, you know, the brightness in the dark, that little bit of hope, that little bit of optimism. And I think it's quite funny that we have such sky-based activities, because you are an air sign. We have the rainbow, we have the star, and we also, 10 of Wands and the World, we have the World card. So there's a bit of celestial stuff going on here. And again, the theme is quite clear. With the 10 of Wands, it's all about too much work. It's asking you to accept help from others, life is out of balance, and also stress-related health concerns. So you may be feeling a bit stressed, you may be feeling a little bit unhealthy, you may have some physical ailments. And I think what the cards want you to know, Gemini, is that as much as, you know, seek medical treatment for those, also in your own time, do some self-healing, get to the root of why you feel a certain way. You know, if you have shoulder pain, for example, oftentimes it's because, you know, it's linked to your relationship with a parent. So if it's your right shoulder, your relationship with your father could need some spiritual work, some kind of healing for you. Or if it's the left, it could be your mother, you know, grief, that type of thing. So just bear that in mind. If you have physical ailments popping up, a lot of them could actually be emotional. You know, it's as we come up to the summertime, or a lot of you are in the summertime, I think that you could be finding that you really do need a bit of a vacation, a bit of work. I do think for a lot of you there are plans being made to travel. So I don't know where you are or what the situation is with travel. I know that now that Saturn is out of Aquarius, restrictions on traveling can be lifted quite significantly. Is out of Aquarius. I don't know if I said Sagittarius. It's out of Aquarius, but the South Node is in Sagittarius. It's probably where I was going with that. But I think some of you are making an actual trip. Now, I also think a lot of you are reaching some kind of conclusion with a project, with some hard work, and you're wanting to know if it's going to go well. I feel like with the World card, it for sure is. The World card's very positive. A job well done, joy, contentment, and gratitude, the path towards enlightenment. I think that a lot of you have felt that things are very heavy, and I want you to know with the Star of the World, you're coming out of it and you're moving into a much more pleasant phase. And we also had the 10 of Cups, we had the 2 of Cups, and we had the 7 of Pentacles. Now this ties very much in with the intimacy card. So I think for a lot of you, if you're single and you've been waiting for love to appear, I feel like there is possibly some kind of opportunity, but it requires you to let something go. It requires you to be okay with somebody else meeting your standards, respecting your boundaries. And I feel like for a lot of you, you could have been dealing with an Aquarius or a Capricorn, possibly, or you could be dealing with one of these people. I feel like there is a very clear karmic ending here. Something has ended cycle-wise. But I feel like it doesn't even have to be love. I feel that this can be, you know, romantic love. I feel like it's love with another person, love with a friend, love with a family member, love with a child. Like this deep connection that is what you're seeking and what you've been waiting for. I do think that there is possibly some kind of need to heal a little bit of past energy from the family. In terms of boundaries, maybe is where this has been overstepped. I also had the lizard and I had the buffalo. And the reason that I sort of feel like there's maybe somebody in your past that took too much from you, or boundaries were crossed, where you were putting in too much effort, is because of the lizard energy. And the way that I feel this is that cold-blooded energy. You know, they fed and lived off your warmth, your generosity, your action. Or this could be you. This could be you having gone cold in order to cope with your circumstances. Possibly something in the past. And I feel like it's to do with family, but I think that maybe it has cut you off from establishing healthy boundaries in relationships. And with the buffalo, I feel like you're starting to understand it a little bit more. I feel like you're starting to understand yourself and your lessons a little bit more. I do feel, Gemini, like you are coming into a new phase that is very prosperous, very happy, very loving, very warm, and you're being asked to actively engage in it, not to shut away, not to shut people out, to connect with others, to feel that kind of intimacy with other people. The Two of Cups and the Intimacy card are two very similar energies. And in terms of recent partnerships, and current partnerships, if you have been, because we can kind of see an eclipse going on in the background there, with that eclipse in Capricorn, for a lot of you, a particularly long-term relationship or an intimate relationship may have been eclipsed out. But other relationships are reaching a new level. They're reaching a new point. And the Capricorn-Cancer relationship is to do with parents, the mother and father. So I feel like a lot of you, if you're having relationship trouble with people or trouble connecting with people, do a little bit of revisiting. We've had Venus in your sign for a long time now, and it will continue to be there until August. So make the most of it now, because it's really bringing in a lot of love for you, because it's direct, but it has been asking you to reflect on certain relationship issues that you've been having, Gemini. Once you do that, I feel like things really open up for you. I do feel like you need to do a little bit less. It's funny, it's quite passive for the rest of July. It's asking you to accept help and to accept the effort from other people. Let people show you who they are. With the World card, you're really headed on the right path, and things are starting to come to a successful conclusion. But with the Two of Cups and the Star card both being here, I feel like if you're trying to attract love, you just have to make the wish. Or if you want things to heal in your partnerships, I feel like that's really happening for you. Okay, so I feel like you're coming out of a really difficult cycle, a really difficult time, and I feel like things are just about to improve. So I hope you have a wonderful remainder of July, Gemini. I love you very much, and I'll see you soon. Bye.